Should be that time now
Alrighty,
because it's
we
7
are
o'clock.
here. We are live. Welcome to Diana's Draw Stream, and we have with us T Mac and Cross Comics. I can't even speak. Cross Comics. Rick from Cross Comics is here to draw a character from Behemoth from Nerd Wonder. The campaign is now on Indiegogo. I did put the link in the description, I think.
I
Um,
did.
whoop.
I went behind you and did that. I don't know if you did too, but I did.
Okay. I had my YouTube sound on, guys. I had to shut it off. Anyways, so welcome to tonight's edition of Diana's Draw Stream. And like previous previous streams, the guys are just warming up. I'm pretty sure. I know a few of them have been working on um, getting the style down, right?
Not
On
really.
the,
I, I
no.
haven't even done that yet.
I mean, the style, she's got her very own style. She's
hmm
very stylish. So
Yeah.
I'm not exactly trying to copy her or anything, but
hmm
you do want to kind of get the feel of her
Yeah.
characters. And
Yeah, well, she sent me a few, as you guys know. Now, this creature that's on the one page that I sent you in the upper corner that you can probably see here, that
Right.
is not Behemoth. That's just a creature that's in her world
Okay.
that they have to off against, I guess.
Cool.
it's good to know.
Yes. Yeah.
Although I was lucky enough to get to see Behemoth.
Yeah.
She
Ooh.
showed me. She asked me, "Did I want to see it?" I'm like, "Sure, if you want to share. I will not share it with anyone. I'm sharing the fact that I have the knowledge of what it looks like, but I won't share what the character looks like."
Right.
So does it
Okay.
look cool?
I think it does.
Yeah. That's good. So I was reading through the campaign and it looks like a pretty interesting comic. I didn't look at the trailer, but I like the way the simplicity of how she set it up. There's not
What
a
do you mean?
lot of there's not a lot of busyness to it, and I'm all about that. I like the fact that I can just, what is a behemoth? What is it? And then she gives a little synopsis, and then she is able. I think it's a she, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Um,
Nerd Wonder is a she.
she is a she. Okay, I thought so because I remember you referring to her as a her, but I just wanted to make sure I was following suit.
I actually interviewed her a couple weeks ago on my stream
Yep.
Right.
about
Yep.
Behemoth.
hmm I popped in, I think towards the end of it. It seemed like it was a really good interview. But
Yeah,
and I liked how she put like the characters again, she gave her just a brief synopsis of each of the characters that are in the story. Um and she kind of broke down who she was and I just thought that her layout was very well done personally. Her art
yeah,
is kind of crazy. It's very different. It's very unique looking. I haven't seen art quite like that.
yeah.
Mm. And I
Uh,
like
it, it's a little bit of manga
mm-hmm,
style,
mm-hmm. I see the
uh,
manga influence. I do. I
along with
definitely see the manga influence.
I'm not sure what else. A chibi
Mm-hmm.
type,
Yep.
Yeah, there is something like that in there, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and
Um,
that's really it. Really suits who she is too as a person, from what I can
mhm.
tell.
I've
She,
Yeah.
only heard I heard a little bit of your interview with her. Um I was glad she wasn't that other. There's another nerd out there with some real high pitched voice.
oh,
I can't.
she's the one with the high pitched voice. At times, she can do the high pitched voice.
Yeah, but she's not that one, right? Not the one that does the comic book reporting or whatever it is. What's her name? It's Nerd something or other. I don't think it's Nerd Wonder though.
Could
Not
be
Nerd
because
Roddick either.
uh, it could be her because she
Ah,
doesn't do the high pitched squeaky voice all the
Hmm.
time, but she can. I find it adorable personally, but
You're right. All right. Um, but no, I thought that the interview, what the parts that I saw, I thought that you did a good job. That she seemed very friendly, and I'm
oh
glad
yeah,
that she's actually successful. She's made her campaign. Well, that's really cool.
yeah.
That's really
She
cool.
she's been around the comic skate community almost since it's been formed. In fact, it's been said that she actually coined the phrase comic skate.
No kidding.
Really,
That's like some history there.
huh?
And
Diana's like, huh?
now I'm not 100% sure how true it is. And I heard actually, I think I heard her say it or somebody around her say it around the time that there was a big controversy over the name, and I don't mean even the recent one with Preston and Ethan.
Right.
Hmm.
I even mean from
Right.
a couple years before that when
Hmm. I
things
don't
were
know. You know how I am about all that stuff. I'm totally clueless.
yeah.
Um, what I'm going to
Well,
do is,
most of the time I stay out of that too. It's just
yeah,
you're around stuff, you learn stuff by osmosis.
yeah. So, Christopher, I've now put you on solo. So, can you explain a little bit about what you're drawing here?
Well, I'm trying to draw a chibi version of her female,
Uh huh.
and I've got a sketch out of the. I don't know his name. He's the male character, the one who believes her. In the trailer, he
Um,
says
Uh, his name
something to the effect of, "You know what's really
wait,
scary?"
is it Taja? Taja,
no, his
maybe?
name's Mike.
Thank
Mike.
you.
Oh,
He's
okay, Mike.
5'10",
Mike.
about 43.
Yeah, she actually has the
He's a
ages listed
reporter.
on those
Yep.
character sheets,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but I'm just
So,
goofing
that
around with
looks
it.
pretty cool, actually.
Well, now I've got to jazz it up. This is just simple line art.
Mm-hmm.
I have to render it.
But that's what you always do, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. All right. So, I'm going to take you off the
Where's
solo.
Terry tonight?
I don't know. I'm
I
going to
don't know either.
pop open to,
He could be here later. Who
yeah.
knows?
I sent him a link to his I actually sent him a link to his Facebook Messenger as well. So it looks like Rick is still setting up right here, trying to
I
decide which
just
one you're gonna
I
do.
just say decided I'm going to try and draw the creature
Oh,
here.
cool.
Be a bit different. So I wasn't sure what I was going to draw. I was about to go for one of the two people, but
Hmm.
then I thought, be a little different. Go for the creature.
Just go for the creature. No, that's cool.
Do-do-do-do. I'm just singing so there's not dead air.
I know. They're like I have no music, so I'm
You have
sorry.
music.
Well, I mean, we have no music in the background or anything
What
like
kind
that.
of music would you like, my love?
Um, music that you guys like to draw to. Of
Oh,
course.
Yeah, well, that's copyright. So
So forget that. For sure. Here we go. Little background music. Just to sort of get the juices flowing and your creativity. Hey, Rick,
yeah,
I watched your comic book review you put up.
yeah. What do you think?
Well, I think next time having a script with bullet points would probably help you get your ideas out. I felt so bad. I'm like, and I know I've been there, like you're trying to say something and you know what you want to say. But I
Yeah.
wanted to comment that you shaved.
No, well, I trimmed it a little, but I didn't actually shave.
Oh, I hadn't seen you before. The last one, I thought you had like a full beard. Hi, Asher DD System.
Yeah.
Welcome to Diana's draw stream. We have Rick from Cross Comics in the house who is working on a monster, I think, from Behemoth. think they
Yeah,
should keep doing it.
Behemoth. It's
Behem-
not Behemoth himself, but
A monster from his world.
Mhm.
from the comic.
And
Yeah, we
then
don't really know if Behemoth's male or female, do we?
Well, you
Well,
don't.
you might know because you've seen it, but we, as fresh people to the IP, we don't necessarily know that. The
It's a
Behemoth could
monster,
be.
so it's an it.
Ah,
and then Chris, T-Mac is working on Mike. I think that is the character who is.
what's the girl's name? Because
I
don't
think
know
it's
the girl's
Taja.
name.
Taja, Taja.
Yeah,
Taja.
I did a chibi thing of her.
Mm-hmm. A chibi thing of her.
Yeah, because it was in the character sheet.
Mm-hmm. Looks cool.
Taja Litberg.
Yeah, Taja.
Litberg.
I don't know how they're pronouncing it. I said Taja. That could be wrong, but that's what I'm going with. And so so the guys are working on a couple of characters from Nerd Wonders campaign. It's over on Indiegogo. We have the link in the description down below on the YouTube channel there. If you want to check her out. She's done well. She looks like she's made her campaign, which is awesome.
But it can't hurt to help a little more.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like it's an interesting comic, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I have already backed it myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rick, I remember in the trailer, since you're the one who knows her best, she says that it's her first solo comic. Has she done other work that you're aware of?
Yes.
Yeah, she had a short story that she drew for John Malin in his first Graveyard Shift.
Yep.
Nice. I know Malin's getting some heat right now, but it's nice that she got a chance to work with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I know she was doing something else, so that's why she wasn't able to do anything for the second comic for him.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, right?
I'm sorry, Joel, I'm too busy.
And she does have a team of people that works with her.
Yeah.
So
for editor and stuff like that. But she's like us practically. She's doing the coloring and all that sort of stuff all by herself.
She's an all-in-oneer.
Drawing. She came up, I think, with the basic script by herself, but of course, working with an editor to,
and a good friend.
Yeah.
See, I read this stuff.
So she did the illustration for Graveyard Shift, Bite-Sized Heroes. She did a title card artist for Literature Devil. She did a t-shirt design. She's a t-shirt designer for The Good Night and much more. But this is her first solo project. So that's pretty cool. Good for her. Congratulations. That's always fun when you are able to get out there and be successful on your first run through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I'm not surprised that she is successful in this. In fact, I'm surprised that she doesn't have more backers higher. Because she is very beloved throughout the community.
It's kind of funny because I've never heard of her until you.
Yeah. Well, I guess she dropped off the radar for a bit.
Yeah.
She has her own YouTube channel where she's done stuff. She's done comic book reviews and all that. More some main stuff. She hasn't done anything in a while there. Let's see whether I can.
Right.
I see.
Yeah, it's good. So,
Behemoth's editor's here.
Hello, Behemoth's editor.
Hello. Oh, good, Taja. So I have been saying it correctly. Well, welcome. And we are giving Nerd Wonder a little bit bit of love for characters, which is very cool. I'm planning on backing the book. I decided if I want a PDF, I'm going to get the actual book because I personally am more of an old-fashioned reader. I like to have the book in my hand. I like to read it outside.
Actually, I do too, because the PDFs tend to get forgotten. Even when you receive them, it's like, I don't know, it's not the same.
No, and I just, like I said, I like to hold the book. I'm much more of a hands-on.
I do too, but unfortunately, shipping and all that from the States.
You got to live way out in Canada for crying out loud.
and the conversion.
And the conversion, I know, it's terrible. It really is.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like, I'm like, poor Rick, But at any rate, so I'm going to go back now and just see where we're at here. Come on, cursor. Why don't you want to work? Sometimes I think my mouse is dying.
It could be needing a charge.
It could be, you're right. I just unplug it sometimes. I get so frustrated. All right, so we're going to go to Team App right here. And so why don't you talk a little bit about what you're doing?
Well, I got Mike sliding across the frame with, it's not Tila, is it?
Taja, yes.
Taja. Well, I've kind of got her chibi thing jumping up and down in the background. It's hard because I haven't read anything about the characters, so I'm not sure.
Right.
Yeah, well, with a few pictures, I think you can get a little bit of the characters.
Right, we can play with it, but I don't really have oh look, they're about to get the Phoenix Star. No, I don't know the plot.
Yeah, you don't really know the story.
Right.
I
so
love these
I'm playing with
draws
it.
that we do. Like you guys are we're just going along picking out. Like Chris, you're picking this week because Terry picked week before. Rick picked Nerd Wonder. So Chris, you get to pick for next week. I want to be fair with you guys.
Oh, right? I actually have something I'm dying to try.
Okay.
A classic. Should I let the cat out of the bag now?
No. Yeah. Wait a little longer. Oh, Rick's like, yes. All right. So now I'm soloed in on Rick.
Just as I delete it.
Oh my gosh. What?
I did like how it was turning out.
All right. So he's starting over again. And that's okay. That's what this draw stream is all about. You start, and if you're not liking and loving what you're doing, toss it out. So I'm going to take him off of solo for a moment. But we will go back
to toss this out?
Yeah,
it's a little funky because I don't
something. I'm like, he's drawing. I'm gonna pull it up now and have him show him. All right. So I have put her campaign, her Indiegogo campaign. Thank you very much.
And the link that I shared there in the chat is a link to her channel. Her YouTube channel.
Okay, time out. I gotta go see if it's the nerd I thought it was. All right.
What's that? Okay.
Good news. It's not the nerd I thought it was. Because that girl it's a very high-pitched nasally sound. The one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, well, she can talk. Nerd Wonder does have the nasally or a high-pitched type voice that she does do sometimes.
Right.
When she wants to, I'd say, really cutify herself.
Well,
because most people usually love it when she does the voice.
Yeah. No, I think Chris is talking about somebody totally different.
Definitely somebody different.
Yeah.
Because nobody thinks this girl's voice is very cute, and I'm like, I listen to her once in a while. She upsets people, but I don't mind. I like upsetting people sometimes. Well, and if it's not me doing the upsetting, sometimes I just like to. I don't know. It's
No,
kind of
but
like a blood sport online.
no, I
Well, I'm serious. Have you paid attention to any of the drama lately?
no, I never
No.
do. You know that. I'm terrible.
Well, let me say this, okay? I'm going to say something that will make no sense to you if you don't know anything about it. But I don't get the beef with Eric July. I really don't.
Oh,
He
I don't
made
really
a successful comic, and I don't know who expected it to be perfect, whatever. But
Yeah,
when I get a comic, especially an indie comic,
yeah.
I expect there to be things that I have to overlook. Now, I didn't get his so I don't know. But apparently some people have criticized it. And the one thing I can say about Eric is he's getting way too emotional about it, in my opinion. And I get it. You don't want your baby crapped on. But I mean, like, sometimes you can make it worse just by, letting people
responding.
get under your
Giving
skin.
it, yeah, giving fuel to it. Exactly.
Well, the only
And I mean,
criticism I heard lately about it was to a certain person that you listened to at one point, maybe still do, I don't know.
are you talking about Vicky?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vicky and DA. Yeah, I listen to them.
Hey,
by the way,
Nerd
guys-
Wonder, how are
Hey,
you?
Wonder,
Hey,
thank you for stopping in. We are giving honor to your amazing art and characters.
well,
I
we're
plan
trying
to
to.
back it. It looks like a very cool comic. So I plan to back it at some point tonight.
Um,
Vicky is always mean.
Well, people say that, but she was really nice to us. And I guess the big thing is I just don't get into issues with them, with her and DA. Like, not that I agree with everything they say, but when I disagree, I just, just watch.
I'm going to go
Is
back
it-
to...
well, I don't know whether she wants to or not, but is it all right if I give Nerd Wonder the StreamYard link to come on and maybe talk about it if she
if
wants?
she would like to, absolutely. No pressure, but if you want to join us and tell us a little bit more about your book and your characters. T-Mac, I just put you back into solo because I wanted to see what you were doing. That's the point of the draw stream. I go back and forth and check in on our artists.
All two of us tonight.
Yeah,
Okay.
all two of you. I
She
did.
said
Terry may pop in, he may not. But okay. So did you do that? Rick?
Yeah, I did send her the link
Okay, cool.
on Twitter.
Okay, that's cool. And so yes, I do want to back in. Yes, I can. I can certainly, I can afford that. So we have T-Mac who's right. Take you out of solo. Okay, Rick. Let's see what Rick's up to. All right, Rick. What are you working on here, my friend?
I'm just, like I said, as you know, I cut out everything I was doing. Now I'm just grabbing the whatchamacallit character.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make that bigger.
Okay.
Get rid of things so I can see it a little easier while doing stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. We have a little bit of background music tonight, which I thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Well, you said
sometimes
you wanted music.
Sometimes, because I don't know the comic, I haven't read it yet, obviously. Yeah. So she's getting herself all set up and she's going to join us, which will be very, very cool. So for those of you that are just popping in and checking it out, we do have the creator of the characters
Behemoth.
that we're working on, Behemoth. Nerd Wonder will be joining us in just a little bit. Maybe give us a little more information on our
I'm getting nervous now. I got to fix this hand before she shows up.
She won't mind if it's not right on point.
Yeah. I'm like,
She's
oh,
not as
no.
bad as me in that regard.
It's messy. I got to redo it.
No, we're doing some fan art, showing some love to her her cool story. Like I'm looking at the campaign, and like I said earlier, I really like the way the layout is. I'm taking note for us, Chris, for when we go
Do your
forth.
next campaign.
When we go forth and do,
Another one.
yeah. um, but yeah,
Why do I keep hearing Culture Club in my head?
from the music.
No, I keep hearing, do you really want to hurt me?
Oh, come on now. It's not fair.
I got to get my whole act together again before we do another
I know.
crowdfunder.
I know. It's okay.
Although I do want to relaunch Trolls on Fund My Comic.
Mm-hmm.
We've got that new version ready to go, which is just a revision without the typos.
Right.
Yeah.
But that felt good to do.
Yep. It was, and I hope people were pleasantly surprised and not upset or anything like that. Mm-hmm.
I guess it depends
How
on
long
what they
ago
did with the first
Did
one.
you send those out to everybody? You said you sent those out to everybody?
Everybody but Canadians. No.
Oh,
No, I sent one to you. You're getting another one.
okay.
Yeah, I'm only messing with you, brother.
Yeah.
And there
figured
she
you
is.
might be.
Welcome, Nerd Wonder.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey.
Hey, well,
Lately.
I love your little character.
Ah, thank you.
Gosh, that's so cute. So
Say the
we have-
cutified voice from Nerd Wonder.
Yeah, I can do that voice if you want. I can also just sound like normal me.
Yeah. So we have Rick, obviously you know from Cross Comics, and we have T-Mac from Hero Shack showing your characters a little love.
Good
And
evening.
this Monday night stream, just so you know, is something I've started. We've been doing it for. We tried the Saturday afternoon, and then I got busy and I couldn't do it. And I'm really here to help the guys. If anybody comes into the chat, to let them know what people are saying or asking questions. I myself am not an artist in this form. I do write and I do edit, so that's my thing. But Rick suggested that we do some fan art for you because he was having you. Yeah, he was having you when he had you on the his channel for an interview. We knew that we were coming. I think he might have mentioned it. Did you mention it to her at all?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had meant. Well,
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah, he
mentioned
did.
it. Yeah.
I was just lousy at getting him the information he needed till late. I'm sorry, man.
That
No
was
problem.
funny too because usually, like, so we've only done this like 4 times now with like this kind of like let's pick something to draw type thing.
Yeah.
And so like usually it's been like, okay, Star Trek, there's plenty of reference. Battlestar Galactica, plenty of reference. Last week we did Private American and there was enough reference. I have been on your campaign all week long, so like I'm quite familiar with the trailer. When we were talking about your editor, I knew that he was a good friend. Because I've read it so many times. I'm like, oh yeah, I know something about that. Just looking for reference. Because I like to draw throughout the week little sketches, try to get a feel. Like I don't really have a great feel for your art style.
Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
I like. What's that?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, don't be. I think it's great. It's just that it's not. It's outside of my wheelhouse, so it's been adventurous to kind of like play with it. You know what I mean? Try to
Which I
get
think is
anywhere near it.
Love that.
Which I like, as somebody who's sort of hosting the artist. I love watching these things like come to life as they're drawing and they're talking about it, and I just think
I
it's
like
such
the challenge.
the challenge. Yep. And what was happening before is that the guys would all come on and we'd do this draw stream and they'd all be working on their own characters and
Or
one
project.
I think one or project, right? And I think after one of our draw streams, we sat in the back room after we ended the broadcast and decided let's pick a theme. Let's do something. I was coming up with the dumbest themes because, again, I'm not an artist. I'm like, why don't we do something where, we put Superman on a beach sipping a pina colada or some weird butt thing like that? They're like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. So we decided to.
Actually, though, next week is not. If we do what I want to do, it's not that far from that.
Okay, well, there you go.
Do
So,
you want a hint?
Oh my god, everything broke on my computer.
oh no.
And I think these guys won't mind. If you want to ever come on and just draw with us, whatever we're drawing, you're more
I'd
than
love
welcome
to.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that would be
absolutely.
sweet.
That was the next thing. I do put it out on our Twitter that any artist who wants to join us, let me know, and I'll just send you the StreamYard link because the more the merrier, and we'd let you know what the theme is or what the character or what is going on, so you have an idea. I just think it's a fun way to get artists together in a very informal, relaxed atmosphere where there's not competition. It's just a fun thing to do. You know?
You say that, but I always get competitive.
Well, that's you. You were.
I mean, I don't get like, oh, I gotta beat everybody, but like, if we get
there's
more
no
artists
prizes
on
here,
here,
guys.
it
There's no
inspires
prizes.
me to go harder. You know what I mean?
So right now, I'm just going to go back to the solo. So that is what Team Mac is working on right here. It's looking very nice, very cool.
Now, of course, I didn't freehand your logo. I stole your logo straight from your
No,
crowdfunder.
that's fine. That's fine. Hang on, if I jump out and jump back in, I think it'll fix. My OBS broke, but
Oh,
it's back
no.
on. No,
Okay.
it's fixed. I just quickly.
Behemoth. I like it.
That's fun.
Behemoth.
Behemoth.
I'm
I
gonna
know.
say it wrong forever, aren't I?
Yeah, well, you just gotta think of the biblical creature from Job, because that's the name, Behemoth.
Ah.
Wow.
Now, it doesn't look like that creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta run interference and keep me confused.
And so Rick is working on Behemoth right now, I believe, right? Is that who that is?
No, I
No?
don't know what the character is. It's just
Okay.
one of the monsters from the book.
Yeah,
Okay.
I keep
Because-
the. Oh yeah, you go.
Because nobody's getting to see almost nobody's getting to see what Behemoth looks like
Yeah.
until
Oh,
they buy the book.
oh
I
my
drew
God.
one of those.
That's so cool. See, I did not know that. Well, that is Rick's version of one of your monsters. That's coming along very nicely. And then I'm going to go down to our Nerd Wonder right here. She's got something on her screen. We put you into solo. So what is it? Let's see.
I don't know what.
That's probably her avatar
Mhm.
that talks as she
Oh, very sweet.
Mhm.
moves and talks. Oh,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
drawing too.
I love that. That's so cute.
Oh, that looks like it might be pages from. Oh no, that's not the pages. That's beside the pages.
Oh yeah, that's if people know, I guess some people know that I said that if we made up to 85% on a certain day, I would do a crossover with Dr. Alpha. This is the Dr. Alpha comic that is
Oh,
slowly being done with Tasha and Mike going on a crazy adventure and meeting Dr. Alpha. And yes, there is the cat Wonder Cat.
oh my God. That's so funny. Look at that stinking cat. That is so cute. That
Oh, I
is-
love your style.
Thank
yeah,
you.
me too.
I really appreciate it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm trying to get better every day. Like every day I draw, every day I
Yes.
ink it.
Of
It's,
course.
I gotta get better. Like,
So
they
what do
were-
What are you using? Are you using a Clip Art Studio or something like
yeah,
that?
I'm using Clip Studio.
Yep. That's what Rick uses too, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's really good. Aside from the whole entire system where they're like, "Oh, we're not letting you buy it anymore. You have to buy subscriptions," and then I'm like, "I'll kill you."
I
Well,
know.
you can actually upgrade to you could at least you could buy up to 2.0 and not have to get a subscription.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, I have the I bought it way back before they started doing the subscription, so I was safe technically.
Yeah, well, so was I, and I inquired about that whole thing for the subscription of going up to 2.0, and they say you can do the one-time only thing. It doesn't update for you, you know,
Oh,
however
yeah.
often they
Probably
update.
something that they don't do.
But, you know, I don't mind that. You know, I don't care whether I get updates or not. You know, I
Friendly
think you
updates.
can.
It's good enough the way it is.
Yeah, I think you can do like something once a year to buy the updates or whatever, but I don't care about that.
Right?
So I'm in Canada and I paid like $70 to do that, to do the upgrade to the EX version. I was on EX for 1 and now I'm on EX for 2. Although I did make a mistake at first, I didn't realize the how it went, and I actually upgraded to the Pro 2.0.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I was mad at myself. And then they were saying that I had to spend the $200 to, you know, well, whatever it is, you know,
Yeah.
with the conversion and all that to get up to the EX. And I'm like, come on, I just want to pay the extra 12 and you can give me the thing, you know, like. And they were saying, no, there's no way to do it. But I suddenly said, you know, like, I regret my purchase and I'm going to let people know it. And so I'm like, oh, there's this way to do it.
Oh, wow. How mysterious that it happens in the first 5 seconds of you saying, you want to win? I think I'm going to go.
Well, I didn't say I wasn't going
Our
to stop.
podcast's pretty good.
I didn't say I was going to stop using them, but I was going to tell other people. I said I was going to tell other people, you know,
Oh my gosh.
that it wasn't worth the upgrade, you know. And suddenly, you know, oh yeah, here's a way to do it. You know, I had to spend the whole amount to upgrade, and then they would reimburse me once
Oh
I
my
showed
gosh.
them. You know, but you know, I got the money back that, you know, I initially spent on the upgrade to Pro, just the regular Pro part. So, you know, spending the extra 70 for, you know, about a week and a half, you know, isn't so bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a little
Well,
bit.
But it's amazing how once you say you're going to give them, and I let them know I have a YouTube channel too. You know, maybe small.
Yeah.
You know, or I'm pretty sure I did. It's like I'm going to let people know that this isn't worth it, and suddenly, magically, oh yeah, there's a way to do it. There's a way to
Wow.
get you
That's
up.
crazy. I'm not that savvy. I don't think on my feet like that. I'd be like, yeah, I just don't.
Oh, I was peeved and I was, you know, almost gonna give up. But at the same time, I let them know that, you know, this is a customer that is not happy.
Mhm.
you set them straight.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Okay. I just bought it. Boom.
I've always enjoyed it. The Clip Studio is fantastic, but I bought it like years ago. This is the original one, but then I don't know. They had a Black Friday deal where it was like, hey, if you already have our like second version or whatever, you can get Pro for like $100 or $90 or something like that. And I jumped on it. I was like,
that's the way to go.
Yeah,
That's
you went
the way
from
to go.
the Pro to the EX. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like the EX just because you can do the whole multi-pages things like you had there. You know, it makes it so convenient instead of having to load up all these different files.
I still like the different files things. I sometimes do that still.
I know.
But yeah, it's helpful.
I still have it saved. I have it saved as, you know, the whole thing, and then, you know, as I get done a page, I save it separately too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that way, in case something goes wrong with the main file, I have, you know, a nice little backup file.
Chris, you use Procreate, don't you?
Yes,
Yes, because that's what I use when I sketch.
I bought it. I bought it one time, and I don't know how they make money. They keep updating it, and I don't pay anything for the updates.
Right?
Like
They're the
I don't.
Chads.
What's that?
They're the Chads. Obviously, that's why they're Chads.
Yeah, I don't know. but it's so affordable. I'm like, all right, I love it, and
Well,
they've
that's
only
the way-
ticked me off once.
That's the way
Uh,
Clip Studio is,
Used
or
to
was,
be.
or how, for number one. You know.
Yeah, it used to be like that, and then they decided, nah, not anymore. And then we're like, yeah, go back to it. Like, we literally, there's been a lot of fights, and now people are, like, figuring out what alternatives they can go to.
Right.
And a lot of people did buy, like, if you have an iPad, you definitely get Procreate. Like, I bought an iPad just to try out Procreate. I'm still getting used to it, though.
It's a complicated program if you don't use it all the time.
Yeah, it's...
I know. I
It's
watch
neat.
like I'm watching Chris right now. So I have T-Mac in solo. So I'm watching him as he whips through and he does this and that. And the same thing with you guys. And I just when I try to painstakingly do anything, like drawing, I'm like, yeah, that takes me forever. I get frustrated. Give me my coloring book and markers or crayons, and I'll be all set. All right, so Rick, you're going on solo right now. See how this monster is coming along.
It's good but bad. I just drew on the same layer that I have the picture of the monster.
I'm so sorry!
It's not
I
your
hate that.
fault.
I know, but I totally get it. It sucks.
Your monster doesn't suck.
No, my gosh, no.
No,
Cool looking. And
I
Ben,
did one of them. Look, I'll show you. This was the thumbnail we had on tonight.
I love it. I love
And
it.
that was one of the few things I could get off your page. I was like, okay, I can do this thing. And actually, I'm going to be honest. I thought that might have been Behemoth.
me too.
Yeah, no,
But it's not.
it's a
Yeah,
change.
And now
I
I
told him
just
it
bought the
wasn't.
book so that I can
Very
find out what Behemoth is looking like in the story, and so I can't wait. And I will
Sorry,
probably
keep
do
it a heavy secret.
a
Yeah. Well,
public review. on it.
I've shared that I know what it looks like,
Yeah,
but I'm not
yeah.
sharing it.
I let him look.
I shared. I'm one of the privileged few who've got to see it.
Well, there you go. I can't wait for my book to come in, and then I will see it. And I'm patient, so I don't need to see or know about it ahead of time because that makes it, for me, that makes it much more exciting. Like, so now I've learned that the creature that's on the actual book is not the main creature or a Behemoth. So that's kind of cool. So I have Nerd Wonder in solo, and she's working on another project. Very cool. I love your little movable avatar. That's so adorable.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a VTuber model. The only thing I did not do with it is the rigging, which helps it animate. I want to learn how to do it myself in the future, but yeah, I made the whole entire rig myself. I drew it all. I made
That's
every
awesome.
single layer. It's pretty cool. It's pretty
It
fun.
is. No, it's super.
I mean,
It's super cute.
Oh, thank you.
Mighty Geeks might be in the back. He said, "Hello, one and all. I just got in." Well,
Yep.
I guess maybe.
Wow.
I don't see him. He hasn't joined yet. All right, he might have just got in, like to his home.
Well,
Yeah.
welcome to the chat, Mighty Geek.
Welcome to the chat. We have got 15 minutes left. We run this for about an hour, Nerd Wonder. We do like an hour long
Sounds
stream.
good. Those are the best.
You know, I like it. I'm very much like, okay, we're not going to go for 4 hours because I don't draw. So I'm like sitting here looking at all you amazing artists and wishing I could do that, but I can't. And so,
You could. You can write your name. You can draw.
okay. All right. So
We're going to have that conversation again.
we're not going to go there, are we, tonight? No, we're not.
Drawing is just lines on paper. Or-
Okay,
Correct.
listen. I can trace, which I heard is one way to train yourself on how to draw. Somebody told me.
can be.
True.
Yes.
And so I can definitely like import, like I did a Squirtle. At first I tried to do the Squirtle just by looking, like getting an image, off the internet and free drawing it like that. Yeah, that's not working. And this is way back when we were doing the Saturday, and the guys are like, you should draw. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll try. And then I found a Squirtle that was on grid paper, which for me, that was much easier because I just, took my Procreate and put grid paper and did each grid as what I was seeing. And that came out okay. But I prefer to just like take it and then lighten it and then sketch over it. but I don't really have the time for this type of drawing. I'd rather be writing. That's where my heart is. So that's what I do.
That's cool. I
yeah.
like that.
All right. So I don't know if Mighty Geeks is coming in. He may not, and that's
He
okay.
just got in. Give him a break.
Give him a break. Come on. I mean, you're late to the stream for crying out. No, I'm teasing totally. Poor Terry. He's probably got a gazillion things going on. But at any rate, this is exciting to have you here, Nerd Wonder. I'm so thankful, for
It's an
just
honor to be here. I feel really privileged that you guys decided to draw my characters. Like,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
I've always been this huge advocate of supporting indie creators. I think that as an indie community, we need to stick together, right? We need to be lifting each other up. We need to be being honest. Like, if something isn't working, like, you need to tell them, like, or whatever, but not in like drama streams. I'm not big on any of that. I try away from all that stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm not big into drama streams either. I really do like propping other people up, a lot of indie creators. I haven't done my YouTube channel in a while though, so there's other ways that I try and help out and everything. But there's incredible works. There's incredible works being done. But yeah, like, if you don't like this comic, I need you to tell me. If you buy this comic and you're not happy, tell me.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing, like, for us at Hero Shack, that's one of the things. We've been doing this for about 4 years now. And that's the one thing where I feel we're really lacking is a critique from other creators or other, people that buy our books. Like, we want to know, are we on the right track? How is the art? What about the writing? As the editor of the books that Chris writes, or, I mean, it's hard because I'm his wife. So that's one aspect. I'm also the editor, so that's another whole dimension. And so I'm always looking for people to send us an email, send me a text, say, hey, listen, I got this book and I'm disappointed, or, you need to work. But they don't. We don't get that. We don't get it. I'm sure
I get some. I get a little bit, but not in writing.
Right.
No!
Well, but then there is always the other major question with why they didn't like it. Why?
Right.
Is it for a good reason or a dumb reason, or is it just that it might not be their thing? Which, hey, if it's
I get that. Not everybody can do.
I am armed and ready to go.
Not everybody can critique
Thanks.
with enough knowledge of how books should be made, especially.
The reason I say that is because of this little thing. I say that because of this little thing I'm holding in my hand.
What is that?
Yeah, what is that?
It's the Print Ninja pen.
Ah.
Yeah.
They give it to you. When you go and order a printing guide, like, you can ask for some samples.
It's a pen.
Yeah, it's a pen sword.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
Oh, don't forget to show them the ninja mask, the ninja face warmer.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so fun. That's awesome.
Yeah, they do a really good job.
All right, you're excused then. Excused for being late, sir.
I did pick them in the end for the printer.
I got 3 of these yesterday.
So cool.
That is very cool.
I'm never late.
No, I know. And it's totally fine. I am totally.
Christopher.
You know that.
What's up, man?
I think he's trying to imply you're late.
Oh, Chris.
I was here early tonight.
He was actually.
Tonight.
And he's sitting there in the back room going, don't you want to start the stream? I'm here. Like, no, it's like 5 minutes away. I said 9 o'clock. We're going to go in at 9. Like, yeah, but you could start it early. No, we're going to start at 9. Like, oh, my word. So, everybody, we are working on characters from Nerd Wonders Behemoth comic that is successfully funded, which is exciting. That is very exciting. I did back the book. I'm getting a hard copy. I'm so excited. It looks like it's going to be something I'm thoroughly going to enjoy.
I hope so. It's
Yes,
a crazy fun adventure. Is what I hope.
It looks it.
See?
Let's
Lots
see.
of Slavs and explosions.
I'm going to go again and highlight everybody here. We'll go with Team App right here.
No,
All
don't
right.
go with me first.
Oh God. Okay.
I was coloring mine, and look, it came out weird. I got to check the color correction.
All right. So then I'm going to go down to let's see. Okay, we'll go see Rick. Rick. Ooh.
Oh, I figured it out. I had chroma key on.
That looks very cool.
Yes, it does.
That's a cool looking monster.
Yeah.
Don't you think? I think so.
Well, I'm a little concerned about him, though.
Why is that?
Why?
Have you seen his hands?
What's wrong
Talk
with
about
his
an Edward Scissorhands situation.
He's big.
hand?
He's tough.
Yeah, I think
So,
I made
like-
them a little bit bigger than.
No, but I mean, like, how does Holmes like pick his nose without cutting himself open? That's he's got
well,
some flaws.
looking at this, I'd say he doesn't have a nose.
And now we know why.
Well, therefore his hands are just fine. Leave his
He
hands alone.
smells with his tongue like a snake.
There you go.
Well, his hands look great. I just don't know about the functionality.
Right?
Like, do those
Well, just as long as
claws
he doesn't
work on
try and pick his
iPhones?
teeth.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he could use his tongue to dial the iPhone, though.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Does it work with tongues?
Hey, it also depends on
Those
how
are funny.
lightly he taps on the iPhone. He could, they're pointed. It's easy. Point.
It might
point,
work. It might. So, Diana, you can go solo on me now.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir. All right. So we're just going to do some solo on him.
I just
Ooh.
added some color, not to the characters, but to the background to kind of make them stand out.
That looks really good.
Oh,
I like it.
so cool.
Dude,
I've got to tell you, Nerd Wonder, I love the little chibi look. I totally screwed it up, but I'm going to be
No,
playing
it's
with it.
fine.
No, you got good style on that, girl.
Let me see.
Oh, thank you.
All right. And we're going to just pull up because I know Terry just got in. So I'm not going to like pressure Terry. I'm going to let him get set up a little bit. So we're going to go to Nerd Wonder, which she is working on. That looks amazing.
Thank you. I
Mhm.
messed up on this hair though. Looks like I wasn't. It's a little bit wonky, so.
Yeah, but that's the fun thing about for me again because I don't draw. I mean, not on a regular basis. I love watching how the professionals that I call you guys, the professional artists, do it.
I'm not
And-
personal. I'm just a weirdo.
Yeah, but you're a fun weirdo and you're a nice one. So I think
That
it's
works.
great.
Now y'all know why I married her.
I'm a third, yeah.
She'll let me call myself a weirdo, but she'll say stuff like that. But you're
Yeah.
a fun weirdo. Oh, thank you, babe.
Well, being a weirdo is not a bad thing.
That's true. I actually don't mind being called weird.
You like to live it outside the box. All right, we're gonna pull in on Mighty Geeks now. He just got in 5 minutes ago. Let's see what this young man is up to. Okay, he has his character he is working on right now, and he's more of a traditional artist. In case you guys,
Well,
I love traditional. But my camera can't go to my desk.
yeah.
Hey, I have a question.
Mhm.
Tell me something about the
I'm
guy
not-
with half a face.
Hmm?
There's a guy with half a face in
Elbor.
your. What's his name?
Elbor.
Albor. Okay.
Elbor, the guy with the burnt face. Like,
Yeah,
whose
is that-
face
yeah.
is like ripped apart. Yeah,
Yes.
we had fun making him. Yeah, lots of fun.
Is he
we
a
were
bad
like-
guy or a good guy?
He's a bad guy.
All right.
The comic series will have lots of bad guys. I will give you a little info. He is a mercenary.
well, if you want to know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He starts a sentence and then doesn't end it.
If you want to know,
I'm about to turn this thing into a minotaur.
Whoa.
Okay. Oh, very cool. Yes, that's another wonderful thing that wonderful creators will do. They'll take a character and give a little spin to it. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
Totally for that. Hell
Again, it's all about like edifying other independent creators and just having fun. That's my vision for my Diana's Draw stream. Okay, so like get the word out.
Love it.
artist. We would love to feature other creators' artwork. You know, I know that the guys come up with. Terry did the week before. Rick did this week. Rick is the one who suggested you. But Chris said he's got something for next week.
I
So-
do have something for next week, but I haven't said anything yet because you wouldn't let me.
Oh, no. I'm so
I
bad.
have a hint.
You all right? It's,
Well, not a hint, but let me tell you one of the coolest things about this character, right?
okay.
You can draw him with a horse and with a wolf.
A horse and a wolf.
Yes.
Okay. I have no idea.
Brave Star?
No. Think older.
Well, that leaves me out.
No, you should already know this girl.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Okay. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, I know who it is. Oh, wait. What's his name?
Oh, you know who it is, but you can't remember his name.
I know it's gonna come to me in a minute. You guys keep talking.
Do you want another hint?
Yes.
Purple.
Phantom.
Yes.
I didn't know you rode a horse. Cool.
Phantom. That's who it is.
Yeah.
That is so iconic.
He is like, isn't he like golden era, like golden age?
Yeah.
Oh,
ancient?
no, he's before Golden Age. Because
There
is
he's
a-
pulp.
There's
He's
a
pulp
tribe.
age.
He's long.
Yeah,
The Phantom is long before Golden Age.
He's
He's before that.
The coolest thing I love about the Phantom is that there is a tribe somewhere, I think where was it? It's like in one of the rainforests or something like that. There is a tribe that still draws him on their shields. Because what is it? In World War II, military were stationed in these areas to make sure that the enemy didn't go through and so forth. So they met up with the tribes and they would kind of hang out near each other. And so a bunch of them brought comics over. And you know, they don't speak the language or something, but they were like, hey, what's that? And they're like, well, I'm pretty
And
much
they
done.
were-
Here you go. And they were like, this guy's so cool! Look at him! And they like to put on their shields the envision of power and strength. And
cool.
they could tell what was going on by, you know, the images themselves. So they understood the Phantom is super awesome. And so yeah, they put the Phantom on all their shields. There's like these historical stuff to this day. They still do it with the comic logo.
That is a cool
so
story.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Chris and I actually watched the movie, The Phantom, last week or something?
Yeah, and I got to be honest, guys.
Oh
I
my god!
remember hating it when I was a kid. I remember it. And we watched it last week or the week before. I think it was last week.
Yeah.
And I never laughed so hard and enjoyed a campy
Oh
movie
my gosh! It
as
is.
much as that movie.
It's
Yeah.
so
Maybe it was just before its time, like the Speed Racer movie. Like everybody
Yeah.
nowadays is all like
right.
Speed Racer.
So is that that's what's on the menu for next week? Is the Phantom?
I think so, because that leaves us plenty of playroom with it. Like, because the Phantom, you know, he's been in multiple generations. He's had a couple of different versions. I know there was a cartoon version with Mandrake. Remember all those? They had like that fake
So if
superhero
I-
team on PBS, I think it was.
So if I draw the buckler, is that okay with
There
Phantom?
were 3 cartoon versions.
Listen, we should just embrace the Phantom and just like yeah, if ever like if DC and Marvel go under, we could still enjoy the Phantom.
If you count the Defenders of the Earth.
That's the
Well,
one I was thinking of.
Yeah, well, we can enjoy it now because, as we know, Marvel and DC are pretty much under.
Yeah, the last comic that they did for Spider-Man, a bunch of like a lot of people are actually terrified for the writer now. It's like, dude, you cannot like go to a con by yourself anymore.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
how many
because of him
teens
breaking
you
up.
pissed off?
Because
No,
of
it wasn't
breaking
even
up-
that. Because let's face it, the breaking up Mary Jane and Peter Parker, we get pissed. We won't
Yep.
demand your death. We just will say we'll stop buying the comics, but the whales keep saving them. What they did is they killed Kamala Khan. And you see, her fan base is an amalgamation of solely the new generation. And what I know about the new generation is they lived up on Tumblr. And what did Tumblr teach people? To put like needles in people's food that you don't like, and forcing somebody to commit suicide. Like they're very violent. They're very violent. And so, like, yeah, apparently there was somebody that didn't like fan art. This one girl did, and
Right?
gave her a gift of cookies, and it turns out she stuffed needles into them as a punishment because she didn't do the right shipping or something like that. Like their fan base are crazy, man. The crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that was some girl in like Korea or something like that. I think it was from
God.
anime. Yeah, they were like, people are like, we have some problems with some of these people, but yeah. So this is the young, youthful demographic that you just pissed off. We of the Spider-Man fan base. You know what? We're just gonna let this happen because you kind of brought this on yourself, and we won't do it. We're gonna suggest to them not to do it. But
That's
you
crazy.
piss them off. They will. So a lot of people are like, hey, Zeb should not go to a con unless he has security.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because teenage girls are terrifying. Okay, Diana, you and I used to be teenage girls.
Right? Yeah.
We fully know how freaking crazy.
Oh my
teenage
God.
girls can be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you mess with something that they are like emotionally attached to, watch out. It's
Yeah.
all
When I was a kid, you knew that Kamala was the envision of the creepy girl you knew in class, kind of thing. No offense to her, but like, dude, making fan fictions out of real people is numero uno of Creep Town. Okay, I did a whole entire survey online, like, is this creepy? And everybody pretty much said, yeah, it's pretty creepy, unless it's historical fiction. No, we're talking about people living in real life, like the Jonas Brothers.
right.
Do you really want to see a weird romance with them? And so,
No,
yeah,
please,
it's like this stuff.
please no. It's like, yeah.
We've seen the dream
I
stand.
think that the Phantom will be a fun. I think it'll be a fun kind of
So you
thing.
want to close my door?
You know?
And it's back to a little bit of I hate to say this term, but a little bit of mainstream.
Yeah. A little bit.
We've done 2 TV shows, 2 indie books. Now we'll do a golden age, well, older than golden age.
Right.
And then I don't know, somebody else can pick it. Nerd Wonder, if you're around, you could always pick one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, my mom just went down and checked the mail, and I got a package in the mail from somebody.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
I think I know.
I know. what it is.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
My
And I
wife
figured
has been
since we were
busy.
still on air, I would open it here.
That's awesome. Of course.
Uh-oh. I know what this is.
I know. So
Diane doesn't know.
So listen, just for the record, as the editor of all of our Hero Shack comic books, sometimes things slip, and you want to make sure that the correct file is going to print. And there are times that life gets crazy, and you think you send the correct file, and you realize after a bit of time that you did not, and you have to make it right.
Do you remember how we figured that out, Diana?
Yes, we were away on our anniversary weekend reading.
No. How
Yes.
did we figure out there were typos?
Oh, because we were on a live stream reading it out loud.
Yes. And all of a sudden, we're like on the second page going, what is that? What is that?
Yeah.
And there were typos.
And that we were dying. I was like, I know I fixed those. We know we fixed them because we read them every week as he's putting the book out. We sit and read through it.
Oh, look at that. It looks great, Rick.
Yeah.
Oh, look, scrolls exposed.
Yes, and I actually have a story in here too.
You do.
I have my first short story as well, which we have to.
There's art from mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Battle of the Bridge.
That's such a cute story too. It's so funny.
An ogre versus an army of
Troll.
trolls, a small
Yep.
army of trolls, all led by a female troll. They're all the male trolls are all simps to her.
That means she hot.
Yeah. So there you go, Rick. We apologize. Our humblest apologies.
Oh,
Sending a product
no
that was
problem.
less.
See, to me, you didn't even have to do this.
You
Well,
told us that before we did it, but we still wanted to.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, Critical Blast got his and he posted something on Twitter. And it was just something short. When you get a package you weren't expecting with a note saying they're sorry for something they did and it's replacing the old book. And then there was like just a hashtag Hero Shack. And I was like, dang, that's cool. He got it. You know, like it was just a good feeling to know that.
Yeah.
I'm sure he saw the typos too and he was just being polite.
Yeah.
'Cause he's an
I
editor.
didn't. I might have seen them, but I glossed over them. So
Hey, tell Mom I say hi. She's right behind you.
I know.
Chris says hi.
So
And
again,
Diana.
that for me, as the editor of the book, like I know better. That like those were correct.
We all
So
say hi.
we
Hello.
hi.
Everybody says
We
hi.
know that there was an error done, and one of the things at Hero Shack that we really take pride in is making sure that we're putting out a book
Yeah.
that has, that's error free as far as grammar and spelling and typos. I just graduated with my degree in creative writing in English, so there's nothing worse than as a new graduate that knows better to see her product.
Actually, what you should do is redo it as a blooper reel.
Yeah. Well, that just means all the first books now, they're going to be, hopefully worth
Scroll
something.
never
because-
takes off. That's a special
This
edition
is
there.
it's the original edition, and then you do the remaster, and then the
Yep.
remaster has the fix-ups with some extra pieces, and then everybody will want the originals as well because the originals have the typos, meaning they're original. See?
That's
See?
so funny.
Reprint.
And you guys want
I
to
don't
know
even
something?
think like that, but that's
I have a
awesome.
stack. I have a nice
Yeah.
little stack of the originals left over that I have for convention inventory.
Yep.
So, I'm very happy with that.
Well, heck, that's sort of what I'm doing with the Canadian Shield 1. There was typos and maybe grammar mistakes in there. So before the print up of the new print of it is, I'm remastering some of the art, tweaking it and the coloring, completely recoloring it because it was good, but it wasn't quite what I wanted.
Right?
So,
Mhm.
and
the
when I
wonderful
go to
thing
do a
about indies, Rick,
reprint, it's going to be all the grammar stuff is going to be fixed, and everybody's got the old stuff now, the original, so they have something that's going to be worth hopefully more in the future.
Well, the
Yep.
thing is, when we're so small press, and I think you and I probably sell somewhere in the same range,
Yeah.
it's like no big deal if we have to reboot, redo. Like it's not like if Marvel comes out with a #1 and prints
Yeah.
100,000 issues, and then they go, "Oops."
They don't really have an excuse. They got the money and the funds to actually
Right.
do a job. Like this is their main job. So it's like,
Yeah.
why aren't you doing it? Like when what is it? They let slide so many things. Not only typos, just art errors and stuff. It's
Right,
like, are you
right.
doing your
Yeah.
job?
No, you're right. And why don't
Like-
they?
We've got it. Yeah, you're right. We got around the same thing, and it's probably not for the amount that we would have to send out. It's probably not too much for that. But the thing that gets expensive is again the shipping, because you guys paid a pretty penny, in my opinion, to ship this.
Oh, you
to
know
me.
what though? No, primarily I meant the cost and customer, like confidence and all that stuff. Because the money itself, it's like, okay, yes, that was expensive, but like the worst part is if someone has a book and they're like, yeah, I got this book from them, but I'm not going to buy another book because it sucked.
Right.
They had all these typos. Now they get this good one
Yeah.
free of charge, and hopefully it'll help offset that if they had that feeling,
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
most people, I think, will excuse some typos here and there, but it depends on, the story and maybe the artwork quality of the book,
And see, that's where I disagree. I feel as independent creators that we need to rise above what the our audience expects, because we're independent creators. There's always that thing that, well, they're not real, they're not professional, they're not this and that. And especially with Marvel and DC, the way they're headed, this is now our opportunity to make us shine and to
Yeah.
put forth our best effort.
Oh
And
yeah,
Right.
I
Yeah.
agree that we should
always,
be putting
I,
forth our
I
best
always,
product.
yeah, but I always want to make sure that what we put out, Hero Shack Press, what we put out, it is the best of our ability. And for me, typos is such an easy thing to fix, or sentence structure, or using the proper word for the word. Like, for instance, I'm an OT. That's what my background is, Nerd Wonder. And I have my students. I work with students. I work in an elementary school. So I have my little OT kids edit sentences. So,
Oh,
like,
that's great.
one of the sentences might be, I got a bike for my birthday, and the word for is FOUR. Well, that's not the correct word. So when I'm reading other comics that I have received with those types of mistakes from an adult that calls himself a creator and a writer, that's my personal, pet thing. I'm like, oh my God, really? And I have had to put down novels and books that I've written and I've read in the past from creators that I've bought like at Comic Cons, because I'm
Mhm.
a big supporter of somebody doing their thing. If I have to take out my pencil on the first 3 pages of your book as in a novel and start circling words that are either typed wrong, or the wrong usage, or the sentence does not make sense, I can't even get through the book. And so that's what I'm talking about. And I would want the same for me. So when we saw this, when we found this, Kristen, we were dying. We're like, oh my God, how did this happen? Oh my God. Like,
Oh, you must love Border Town.
we were dying. We were like, and they weren't even bad, but there were, there were enough there that, like,
They were horrible.
It was
It was the
Kristen,
worst experience I've ever
how
had.
did we not catch this? Because we go through each comic that we do. We have this whole process where I sit and read the book out
Okay,
loud.
no, wait. If you're gonna go there, let me tell them how it happened.
Well,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, my monster's about to be killed by the behemoth.
Oh, let me see. Let me
Ooh.
see. Hold on, I gotta get.
Let me tell you how it happened while we look. Okay. Ooh, wait a minute, Diana. Diana. No, it's nice.
Oh, cool.
This is my idea of a silhouette of the behemoth.
Very cool. Very cool.
So real quick, the way it happened, I was drawing trolls, and I had to do it. I had an opportunity to draw, but there was an opportunity or potential for young children to be around. I could not draw that book in front of children on certain pages because of the content, and I didn't want to take a chance. So I was working on segments of the book apart from the original, live copy that was being worked on. And those segments had the corrections, and the live book never got updated by yours truly. So we had all the edits done. I didn't put them in the right spot. And yes, but it was good because no kid got to see any like graphic violence or weird pictures. I only worked on stuff that was, basically safe for work. That's what they would call it.
You're a respectable, good person. That
Well, you
always
gotta
takes care of
be.
you.
Kids are so like, I draw adult content in some of my books,
Yeah.
but I also do kid books, and I adore kids. Like right now, Diana and I are in our heyday because we have a grandson. And he's 10 months old. Oh my God, the coolest. And he can't run around. He can only crawl a little, and he can't talk back yet. He is the cutest thing.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like my niece, except she's not even at the crawling stage.
Yeah. Well, he will stand up and lean and kind of walk a little bit, but like in another year, he's going to be running through the house.
Oh my
He's
gosh,
going to
yes.
be like a hurricane.
Oh my gosh.
And I'll love him just as much. But right now is like such a prime age because all he can do is sit there and look cute.
It's the cute age. The age of the cute. It's so true.
It's very.
But yeah, so like I love kids is the point. And like I don't know, it's weird because I think like a lot of people don't like the Comics Code Authority, and I agree it was a pain in the It was a
Yeah.
pain in the ass.
Buttocks.
But I think we should. I think we should definitely, like if a book is mature, it should be labeled mature. Like
I do think, yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
fine to have a grading system. Video games have them and stuff, but the Comic Book Code of Authority was to ban certain aspects and so forth, which limited people. But honestly, yeah, comic books should not be for just one specific demographic. Just look at manga and stuff. It's like, dude, this
Yeah,
was
manga is awesome in terms of market and what it's
Yeah.
done and how well it's sold.
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, there's a channel called the Mike Stand, and every Friday night goes back and he's slowly going through comic books from when they began. We're in 1939, but you look at those and some of the stories, and I wouldn't say they were written for kids even back then. They were written for adults.
Right.
Either that or kids were a lot more mature back then.
Well,
No, you're
comic
right.
books used to be for adults, and
Yep.
also they were like comic books for girls, comic books for little boys, comic books for teens. They were all, and what was it at a time?
And all
the most
kids had more common sense back then.
They had there was the most popular of all the comics apparently was teen romance or something like that. Romance comics, like girls.
Oh,
got
there was
really-
definitely an era for the romance. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
and
well,
then,
that probably would have been in the mid 40s, 50s.
Jack Kirby left Marvel to work on it because that's where the money was. Yeah, right. Some of them, but yeah, from what I hear, yeah, the Comic Book Code of Authority happened because that one guy started saying, like, look what it's influencing our children in horrible ways.
Right.
Apparently, he also helped make a vaccine, but everybody's gonna remember him as the asshole that ruined comics. And it's like, yeah, you had to screw you up your legacy, didn't you? But yeah, and then the Comic Book Code of Authority was they decided, all right, all the comic book companies, you'll gather together and you'll decide stuff. And pretty much, they were deciding regulations just to one up and destroy the others. That was all it was. That's why, because horror comics were really popular, no more horror comics. Romance comics were removed because of like certain sexual content or something like that. So no more romance comics, which were the number one. So it's like we became so limited to the extent that it was you couldn't show blood or drugs or like murder in any way. So it was literally only superheroes can last.
That's it. That's all that was left.
F's in the chat for some of the great, and that's what that's why like manga's doing so well. It's like, well, they didn't have that, and also if they did, they would have went straight back to this immediately. But we didn't do that. What was it? The last time they tried to do romance was Trouble from Marvel. Marvel obviously didn't want to do a romance comic, but was probably pestered to do so. So they picked the worst man to do it. That's my belief, at least.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, who's the worst guy? I'm curious.
Was it? It was one of the Millers, right? Or was it? There's Mark Millar, there's Aaron Millar, and then there's I forget. Or was it?
No, you've not Frank Miller, is it?
No, it wasn't Frank Miller. I want to say it's the guy that made The Boys, but I don't. He's not a Millar, but I don't think it was him. No, maybe it was. It was the guy that made Kick-Ass.
Oh.
It was him.
Mark Millar.
It was Mark Millar. Okay, I was wrong. Okay, yeah, it was Mark Millar. Apparently wrote Trouble, a story romance about how Aunt May and Mary Fitzgerald meet up with Ben and Richard Parker, and pretty much Aunt May is a total slut and sleeps with both of them.
Oh my.
And in the end of the story, it turns out, what is it? Mary and Richard are like in love, but it turns out Mary is unable to get pregnant or whatever. And so, but it turns out that when Aunt May was like cheating on both of them or something like that, she got pregnant with Richard's kid, and that's Peter Parker.
Oh.
It was a nightmare. People were like, "What the frig is this?"
Yeah.
Yeah, writing can take some turns sometimes.
I'm not sure whether that's even a romance.
It really is. it was supposed to be their romance comic, and it's like, you didn't want to make stuff, did you? You just wanted.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even thinking the same era, because oh my God, this is so embarrassing. So when I was, I don't know, 14, 15, the Dazzler came out with her own comic, okay? And it may have even been a little younger. She was a disco superhero. She had skates and a little
She was
disco
in a
ball.
video game.
No, she was a comic.
No, I know, but she was in one of the X-Men games.
Oh, was she?
It was made by Capcom. Yeah, there was a joke about it on Dorkly where they're like, the person chose Dazzler to play, and then you get to Magneto. Magneto is so disappointed. It's not an actual iconic X-Men. It's just Dazzler. And he's like, "Wait, you beat all my people?" And it's like, "Yeah, with your weird sparkly stuff. Yeah. What's my life become?" Like,
So, Dazzler, was that the long blonde hair or the short blonde hair?
Short.
Okay,
Actually, I
so
don't even think she had blonde hair.
oh,
I
if
they
you go-
try to
if
bring
you
her
go back,
and they
though-
shaved her hair.
if you go back and look at issue 1, it was drawn by someone named Frank Springer, and he they drew her. Oh, it was so bad. I collected it for about a year because I had issue 1, and I wanted to get the run. And
I think I have a couple of the Dazzler comics too.
oh my gosh, they were some of the craziest, worstest romance,
Language.
snappy. Yeah, worstest. I just made that word up twice, I guess, huh?
No.
It's acceptable.
Well, this is what happens when we go past 10 o'clock. Chris and I, we start to fall asleep. We're elderly folk here, you know? It's like, oh my goodness gracious.
And
It's not going to help our sales with the cool kids, you know.
Well, I know.
That's not very far out to tell everybody that we're old. Dynamite.
Even that word, Chris, is just not.
Just
Hey, I
Puck
never
in
got the sense.
Just Puck in the chat says Mark Wade or Mark
Yes.
Millar.
It wasn't Mark Wade. Mark Wade is too crazy, and he at least during that era he wrote some good stuff, which was the Flash series, which is why everybody tolerated his weird temper tantrums.
Hey guys,
You know, where he punches walls and he screams
know.
on the floor.
look how still Terry looks, but he is moving. He's inking very so slightly one spot, and I thought his video froze.
We're gonna put him like in a.
Gosh, it
put
is.
him in-
Oh.
But he's moving. He is moving ever so slightly. There he goes.
Listen, sorry, we put Terry. Poor Terry. Now you're on solo.
Yeah, all right.
Light level.
And you very
too.
close, my friend.
Dude, this box is so cool. It has a light level.
That's so
it's
cool.
cool. I think that's the coolest.
The light box.
Yeah, the light box that has levels to the lighting.
Oh yeah. Terry don't mess around.
Yeah, it's so
Mhm.
cool.
Hey, by the way, guys, I don't know if you caught it in the messenger, but if you send your art, I'll post it on the website if you want it to be posted.
Yeah.
I'm posting all mine up there just because I got to have a place to throw them. And I don't know. I hate our website. We've got to get serious about it. We built it on a website builder from GoDaddy, and
Yeah.
that's embarrassing.
Well, not really.
I think it still exists, right?
Well, that's
It's not that it's embarrassing. It's the problem is the hard thing is being lone people doing a comic book, you know, and keeping up your website too. You know, I have a website as well, and you know, there's just me, so you know,
That's
I've got so
true.
much to do for the comic stuff that you know, keeping up the website. It's hard, but it's not hard. It's just taking you know the hour or two, probably a week.
Well, and my business manager hasn't allocated any more funding for my budgeting,
oh my
so
gosh.
I haven't been able to hire that.
Stop. He's talking about me. I love how he does that. You know, my business manager, my wife.
Yeah. My agent, my editor,
No.
my soon-to-be writer. She is going to be writing me some short stories that I'm going to illustrate.
Yeah. I am going to be doing that. I am working on it. Slowly but surely working on it, guys.
We actually had a collaboration meeting over the weekend. It was about a 45-minute conversation. where basically we were just, I don't know what you call it, spitballing at each other. And she recorded it, and she's going to use some of that stuff. And I'm excited. I'm like, yeah, girl, go.
Yeah.
She's going to rock.
You know, but it takes time. You know, you work full time, you do this, you do that.
Yeah.
You guys don't. You know,
Well, it's funny because like the streamings we do are the biggest break I get really from the drawing, other than video games. I will play retro games now and then. Well, a lot lately, but
Cool. Just like Captain Frugal.
I don't know who's Captain Furball.
You don't know Captain
Not
Frugal?
furball, frugal.
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 Captain
Frugal.
Frugal.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not-
then, you know, to be frugal with money.
Yeah, he wears a Captain America mask, and he's very good at finding good deals. He's very into that. So all of his games and stuff are retro. He knows how to go
Nice.
find a good deal. He's also very into comic books.
Yeah.
Oh, so it sounds like someone I would really dig. You're talking about a real person.
Yeah, he's on Twitter. He helped me, like, I knew him first before any comic circle stuff in the independent industry.
Yeah.
He was one of the big people that was pushing for, like, we need to hold standards to Marvel. Apparently Dan Slott really doesn't like him. That was funny. It's like, I need to find this Captain Frugal. It's like, you'll never find him because he's wearing a mask. Yeah.
He
He
was,
does. He
he
also.
was one of the first people of Comic Skate.
Yeah.
wow.
And I was telling them earlier that you coined the phrase Comic Skate. If I remember correctly, Earring?
The secret is I may have made Comic Skate. Dun dun dun. I will never tell. But I may be the secret boss.
The secret
Secret
boss.
battle boss. Secret boss of friendship and happiness.
Well, that's always good. Friendship and happiness.
Friendship and happiness.
uh,
Oh my gosh.
I'm
That is
slowly fading, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. So listen, we are going to wrap it up because I'm up at 6 a.m. I don't know about the rest of you folks. And this has been a fantastic stream. I thank you all for coming. Thank you so much, Nerd Wonder, for popping in and sharing your talent with us and just your personality. It's been a pleasure. Feel free anytime, any night, any Monday night you're about.
Oh, thank you.
I usually post it on our Twitter, the Hero Shack Twitter, and then my Twitter, my personal Twitter is Princess Diana when the stream is happening. It's
Okay.
Monday night at 9 o'clock. We pick a theme. You're always welcome to come in and draw with us. Or do your own thing. It's whatever you want to do. We're not here to do anything except have
You come
fun.
next week, come draw the Phantom, but do it in your art style because you got a killer art style.
Oh, thank you.
That would be so fun. That would be
You
so
guys
fun.
have to send me your Twitters so I can follow and be alerted.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yep.
I'll be sure to. I can send them to you for both of them.
Oh, thank
Usually they
you.
put the link in Facebook, but
I don't touch Facebook anymore. I have flashbacks.
Well, I
Okay, I
actually,
do have to look at it.
yeah, I mean, we can send the link definitely to
yeah.
to your Twitter account. I am now following. I just looked you up, so I'm following you on our Twitter.
Is that why you went into like? I thought you were having like a senile moment.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
the
I did.
Yeah.
so
Because if I don't do
On
things in the
Twitter,
moment,
she's your
listen,
nerd wonder.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
the wonder.
Because your
Well, you know
one was
how I
already
did?
taken in.
I did it with your little icon. I'm like, yep, that's her. Click. That's her. Click.
Yay!
There you go.
I'm gonna be
So-
a friend. We're gonna be friends. Yeah. Time to follow and follow. We are friends
There
now.
we
Yay!
go.
Yay.
I will show you Captain Frugal.
This is awesome. So, guys, so for those of you that have popped
So
in,
join us next week.
thank you so much. Terry, thank you for coming in and doing a fantastic job at the last moment, but oh my
Yeah.
gosh, everything looks awesome. Next week we are going to be featuring Phantom. So come draw with us and let us see your version of Phantom and what that might look like. Anything else, Christopher, that you want to say? Oh, and if you haven't checked out Nerd Wonders, Indiegogo, Behemoth, check it out. It looks like a fantastic comic. I already ordered a copy, a whole copy, to come my way so I can enjoy it this summer and read it. I don't even know when is it coming out. I didn't even check the date.
I wanna ship it out immediately. Like
Okay.
as soon as it's done, we're gonna go order the prints and then I ship them out.
Cool.
Because
Awesome.
like I'm just, as soon as it's over, I have to sit down and get all the requests that are wanted for the drawings. Actually,
Right.
probably this week I should start emailing everybody that did the drawing request and then start being like, all right, what do you want? What would you like your character to look like?
Okay.
What would you like in there? What's the graffiti you want on the walls? Please don't say anything racist.
So we could get it by the summer, is what you're saying. It's
Yes, I want it because it's actually all fully done. Like the whole entire comic is complete. It's colored.
That's perfect.
We're getting the final pages lettered. Yeah,
Yep.
it's done.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we're big on that as well, trying to make sure that we have the books pretty much done by the time the campaign is over.
But Man Guy was weird. Man Guy, I went back, like, I'm still messing around with it. Like, so we're preparing to do whatever we do next with that because, I've worked on it since last August. So it's like I'm going to do something with it.
Right,
Yeah.
But I still feel like it could be massaged for another year.
right.
I know that.
And just for Nerd Wonder's sake, Man Guy is a book that 4 books that he just had up on Indiegogo. Didn't fund, unfortunately. And it's based on sort of Power Rangers, Beetleborgs, all the Man Guy type, all
Oh,
the
Super
Super
Sentai
Sentai type
stuff.
stuff.
Well, part of the
But-
problem, I think, with the campaign, and you'll see what happens when we do what we do next. I need to really emphasize what's happening in 1, 2, and 3, which is actually it's related to Man Guy, but it's more like the lead-in to why Man Guy comes about. So, like, there's a whole another element that I really need to focus more on as we go forward with it, because I don't think I got that point really across. It was I think it was too much for me to try to promote all at once.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot, and we learned from that. Every campaign we do, it's the first campaign we did not successfully meet. It's the first campaign that we put a larger.
No, actually, I'm excited by it, honestly.
Well, we put a larger dollar amount and we made it fixed. Normally we do flexible, which obviously there's a reason for that. But we decided, we were confident in the books. We thought that they were sure to be a hit. And
No, I was stubborn.
yeah, he was.
And so
He was stubborn. But at any rate, we are going to close the stream and we can hang out and chat.
oh my
after.
gosh, you know what? While we've been chatting though, look how much more got done.
I
So
know.
is that the chibi of the girl that
Yeah, Taja.
Tata?
Taja.
Tasha.
Like Taja.
Taja.
Yeah.
Taja.
I'm gonna learn
Like
these names.
Taj
eventually. I'm so sorry.
Mahal.
Like Taja.
Oh, all right.
Gesundheit.
Taja Lichtenberg.
Yeah. There you go. So, all right. Well, I am closing out the actual broadcast. So, you guys,
All
God
right.
bless y'all. Thank you for coming. Check it out if you didn't get a chance to watch it live. Go to HeroShack.com and see some of the artwork from T-Mac and maybe others if they send them over. All right. God bless.